Dude, this is the after show. If you're listening to this first, you're doing it wrong. Listen to the other thing first.
Yay! I'm so full of warmth and cheer right now.
Oh, guys, thank you so much. That was fun.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was a lot of fun.
I was going to ask, Brock.
Yeah.
You listened to your albums by alphabetical order. Was that by title of album or by artist?
By title of album.
Oh, that's smart
Numbers
because then you
first?
don't end up with the same artists all in a row if you've got a bunch, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I started with numbers, and then I went A to Z.
All right. And how strict did you hold to that? Because say I'm like in like the B's or whatever, and I'm like, I really want to listen to U2's Zeropa right now.
Oh yeah, I always want to. I listen to U2's Zeropa before every listening session.
That was just the first
It's like my sorbet
album I could think of.
How did you handle skips, errors with your discs? Did you just bump it forward?
The interesting thing was most of my records, if they did have a skip, I found that most of them are not from permanent damage to the record, but more from like stuff stuck in the groove.
Oh.
So in many cases, I was able to clean the records so that the skip no longer existed. But I had a few that actually I had one. There was a Rolling Stone exclusive of the White Stripes, "We're Going to Be Friends," and I got it brand new in the mail and put it on the turntable. But as I was putting it on, it slipped out of my hands onto the floor, onto like my kid's blocks or something. And now it has a little scar just on the the beginning of it. So I haven't gone back to see if I can buff that out or not. But
I have a record cleaner, as we have talked about, and I think that this is a good thing to doing this A to Z thing and clean them before playing each one. And that's just a good mechanism to do all that. I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely. And to replace your stylus after the project is over. Or maybe before,
I may need
depending.
a new player, period. I have one that is not a particularly great player. And I was just reading on one of the vinyl subreddits about somebody I don't have this problem. They said they have a shaky hand. I don't have a shaky hand, but I am terrible at dropping the needle. It's such fine motor skills that I've never been good at it. And I think as I've aged to the ripe old age of 52, I think I'm getting worse at it. So I think that.
But that's what the lever is for.
See, I don't have
one. If you have a lever on your, I don't have one. You needed a turntable.
This is how cheap this turntable is. So I think the next turntable that I look at getting would have one of those things. But I saw a really interesting 80s Sony vintage one where it like loads like a CD, like it comes out on a shelf and you put in the record, and I was like, I soft want that. So I may have to find that.
I had an old, I think it was a TIAC or Realistic, I forget which one, but it had an automatic, like you would press the 12-inch button and it would drop the needle at the edge of the 12-inch
right
record.
On the edge, yes.
Or 10 or 7-inch. And I missed that. My current player doesn't have an auto stop either, so it just keeps on, rolling until the end of time if you don't turn it off. So if I do upgrade, I'm going to get something like that. But my best acquisition for this project was, Tim, can you read the QR code when I give it to you? If you go to Turntable Lab, they sell a silicone roller, because I've had a brush for years to clean dust off of and that sort of thing. But the silicone roller that I got from Turntable Lab is the best thing, absolutely. Because I think, Tim, you may have introduced me to, there was like a goop sort of thing that you could get and roll it on your records, but that stuff ends up, it molds
junk.
And it degrades.
Yes. So go to that website and use Pedal Shift 10 for 0% off.
There we go. Yes. To be told that error code or whatever.
Code Pedal Shift 10 for nothing.
That's right. But the silicone roller, like it does everything that the ball of gunk used to do, except it's not a ball of gunk. It doesn't mold. And it pulls stuff out of the grooves really well. Like you can visibly see the dust leaving after you roll it. And it's washable, so you can use it until it degrades, which is at least 5 years away.
I need to check that out because I have the wet wash thing, but there's a part of me I'm like, I don't know if I'm really getting everything out of it. So maybe both of those is the way to go.
Oh, I would recommend, as a turntable enthusiast, that you spend more money and more time not on listening to music, but on taking care of your records.
So which
will degrade every time you
play them. And I also think that, the best part about it is while you're doing that work, you can listen to other records that you've already done it to. So it works out great.
That is correct. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, man. That feels like a vicious cycle. Like
it is.
So you're cleaning the record while listening to another record. Now there's another record. Now I got to clean that one.
Now you got to clean
that.
that.
I got to put another record on. Listen
it's even better than that, Aaron.
Well, like,
when you have the wet washer like I do, you have also records that are air drying as a part of the cycle. It's ridiculous. And if you're in my office, you've got your Nirvana stuff all over the place. You've got gigantic Millennium Falcon Lego sets, basically my brain all around. And then I've got vinyl albums drying every place. It's nightmarish.
Yeah. As the man from the New Yorker cartoon said, the two things that drew me to vinyl were the inconvenience and the expense.
It is so true. I sit there and it's, I've got, your Apple Music subscription, you got your Spotify subscription, perhaps, maybe. But I'm sitting there going, I literally can put in any band and any song and have it start playing immediately. Or I could fish through these albums and, oh, good, the song's midway through and I can not find the track, and I have to listen to half a song I don't want to listen to first. I love vinyl.
I didn't mention it during the actual roll, but one of the most exciting things that I've done recently was to commission my friend Ryan Lane, who did the theme music for the podcast, for the Sprocket podcast. I had cut a lathe cut vinyl of his project that those songs for the podcast theme were from. And I made two of them, one for him, one for me. And as a thank you gift thanks for making stuff that's been in my life for this long. And so I tell you, there's nothing like having something that there are only two of.
That's pretty cool.
That's a feeling.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And the records were cut by this outfit out of either Oregon City or Gladstone. And I had used them a couple of years ago just to make a 7-inch or something, but they do incredible work. And I don't think, Tim, you weren't a backer for the Lumberjack album for the vinyl, right?
I
think you were a backer. You got their album, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't think you got the vinyl.
I think that's right.
Okay. Yeah. Because I had a different company do the vinyl for that and for my other bands. We had a bunch of these made and they just sound shitty, which is too bad because we spend a lot of money on them, as did our fans. And so, but this place in Oregon City, they just do the best work. So I have a long list of rare, obscure albums that no one wants to listen to that I would like to have on vinyl. And so that's my foreseeable future project is designing high-res 12-inch artwork.
So you're telling me I could get them to press Garbage's first album in vinyl and then I would finally have that? Although they probably wouldn't do that,
well, they say that they won't cut bootlegs, but if it's not something that exists, in this case, I just, I had Ryan's permission.
Sure. I'll just forge Shirley Manson's signature. It's cool.
Yeah, I was going to say they never asked me for proof of that. They just wanted me to send them audio files.
Interesting.
So I think the understanding is that you have the right to do this, and we won't cut it for you if you don't.
I think they'd figure it out pretty quickly that it was garbage.
Maybe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if I sent Shirley, if I did two and I sent Shirley a copy, then it would be all good.
Yeah. Let's say you want Jason Kent. Let's say you want Jason Kent's solo record on vinyl.
I would kill to have that on vinyl, actually. Yeah.
It'll cost you $75. It's not bad.
Oh.
Well, actually, I don't know how much it'll cost, but yeah.
That would actually be a fun gift for him too, to
man.
do what you did and press two of them. Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I may have to check into that.
Well, if you do that, press 3, I'll get one.
Yeah. Actually, I think he could sell that solo album.
Well, it's not as special if you press 3 of them, though.
Yeah, it's only good
true.
when you do 2, is what I understand. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brock. It's just me and Kent.
Yep. So
although it would be probably really expensive to send it to Canada. Maybe I'll just send it to you. It'd be cheaper. We'll just mock him and play it.
That's right. No, I'll take it to him. Watch. This is me taking it to him right now. Change his background to Canada. Here you go, Jason. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, eh? He doesn't really talk about that.
And thanks for all the fish. Yeah.
Oh, guys. Well, I hope you have a killer holiday season. I really appreciate you doing this. I will edit this into something fun and funny, but I really treasure our friendship. It's been too long, sir. And I
thank you.
I hope to have you guys back in front of beers or microphones or any other combination like that.
And Aaron, I can tell you next time I'm going to DC, if we put it all together.
Oh yes, let's do this.
That'd be really fun. Yeah, definitely give a holler if you're in town. Because like sometimes I'm out of town, but I would love to take you to the place I took Brock to around the corner from here. Well, which one, right? To the place with the leather queen, right? Which was epic. But we ended up at this cool place with a roof bar kind of thing. It was fun. So
both were fun in their own way.
Yeah,
you guys got transit down.
Absolutely.
It's interesting because it's very good compared to other places, but like any place, just like how Portland is sort of like, our cycling isn't as good as it used to be, or the bicycle routes suck, and where are the bollards? I think that DC Transit is getting the same thing. It's not properly funded. We are not 24 hours. We only recently got new 24-hour bus routes put into place. And Metro Rail closes way too early. There's some definite room for improvement, but boy, it's pretty good. You really can get to a lot of places. Yeah. You throw a Brompton in the mix, it's crazy what you can do around here. So yeah, it's wild.
It even goes near a food line.
You can even get to a food line. I think that this after show may end up having to see the light of day, if only for the Food Lion story.
I'm into it.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much again. And yeah, stay in touch, and I'll
definitely
have a great holiday, Happy New Year, all that.
Enjoy your life 3 hours in the future.
Woohoo! It's the future. It's 9:45 here. You will soon be here, like in 3 hours.
Crazy.
All right, guys.
Tell me what happens.
Take care. Have a good one.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you.